Okay, as you can see, the main show's still finishing over on ITV1. As we start, we're actually encroaching on their credits. I think we're all reeling. Of all the things, I don't think anyone expected that Maria would be going tonight. However, that's the decision that's been made. You guys can, of course, have your comments. Text studio to 87103. Let us know whether you think the right decision has been made. Do you believe that she should have gone? Do you believe she was deserved to be in the bottom two as well? The Conway's back for another week. What would you like to see them sing next week? OK, we're going to try and grab some of the guys here. Let's grab the Conways. Girls, come over, let's have a quick chat. I think those boos are for Louis, they're not for the girls, obviously. It's a tricky position to be in for you. It's a tricky position for you four to be in. The judges have the right to make their decision. Sharon made a decision last week because Chennai was a girl, not a boy. So Louis making a decision because he followed his heart. It's his right, that's his job. Obviously, you had to sing. You still had to come up and sing. What was it like, actually, going through that, Sinead?
I mean, we enjoyed the performance. We got up, we sang our hearts out. We still have loads to give in this competition. Maria is just... I'm just so shocked that Maria's gone out tonight. I really am. I can't contain that. I'm just completely shocked.
Do you think you deserve to go more than Maria then? Is that what you're saying?
It's not that, it's just that from day one I had Maria as, you know, up there, really up there, so...
I think, like, probably the week when Fortune went, it was a very big shock that Maria got into the bottom two. Any ideas, Laura, why the public didn't vote for her tonight?
Maybe they just thought everyone would be voting anyway, so that's why they didn't vote. She is an absolute superstar. I've never seen anyone like Maria.
She is clearly sensational. She was brilliant up here tonight. I think she's been brilliant week on week. For you girls now, you've got to regroup, you've got to get yourselves together. Louis has given you a pass into next week's show, which is great for you. What are you going to do next week, Marie? What can we expect from the girls?
I don't know, we're going to have to pull something massive out of the bag next week. We really are. We're just going to have to pull out all the stops and really try and show people why we entered this competition.
Okay.
It hasn't been seen yet, and we will try and show it next week. I promise, we will, eventually. OK, now look, just before we go, it's not the girls' fault that they've gone through. They deserve to go through because it's the judges that make decisions, so please give it up for the Conway sisters. You have done brilliantly to get through. Well done. By rights. I'm just going to grab Kate very quickly. That was quite a way to finish a show.
I'm going to quote Chica, my gabber is flasted. You know, the show never ceases to amaze, but really, really don't know. I don't know what to say. Did not see that one coming.
It is. Louis is quite within his rights to choose the act that he wants to choose.
Louis is entitled to choose whoever he wants. He says he went with his heart. Sharon says he went with his passport. I'm sure that you'll be reading all about it for the next 7 days in the papers. But for now, the Conway stay, and Maria goes on, hopefully, to bigger and better things, because, boy, does she deserve it.
Yeah. Maria is here. Hello, well done. We're going to be talking to you up there in a little bit. We don't want to think you've ignored, but we thought you did a great performance tonight, and we've really enjoyed it.
I tried my best.
Big round of applause for Maria, everybody. OK, as usual, we have our killer question for you. The big question we're asking tonight, of course, is going to be, did Louis make the right decision? You know, Sharon reckons it was his passport, Louis said it was heart. Did Louis make the right decision? Text poll, followed by A for yes, a B for no, to 87103. That's our killer question tonight. OK, I want to go and have a quick chat, because I can see Lawrence, who is Maria's husband, just over here. Come with me, guys. He gets his missus back, which I think is quite exciting.
Nice to meet you.
I'm very good. You must be really, really chuffed with your missus.
Yeah, I mean, Maria's so brave, putting herself forward for this competition. And it's a testament to the talent you've got on stage that she's lasted this long and that she's been so well received by the public. So I'm just really ecstatic with her performance.
Yeah, quite right. When she called you, because she called you earlier on in the week, we saw it on 24/7, she called you to say, what do you think? Should I do it? Should I not do this song? Do you think she made the right decision by going for the Rolling Stones rock anthem?
Well, the thing about Maria is that she's up for a challenge, first and foremost, so she doesn't ever believe in playing it safe. Now, she had a choice. Both songs were very difficult, big songs, big band, Rolling Stones. I personally believe that, you know, she should bow to the expertise of her mentors, who she's really grown to love and respect. And in the end, she went with a tough decision, and the outcome is very surprising to me. But I think she did an excellent job up there today and gave it her best.
Clearly, everybody agrees. I asked it of Andy's wife earlier on, Denise, and I spoke to Patrick last week because he's seen Brenda get up there week on, week out. For you, you're a newlywed. You missed your honeymoon for this. How difficult has it been looking at her blossoming week on week?
Maria is just beautiful inside and out, and to say that the X Factor has made it even more apparent to me is an understatement. I can't wait to have my wife back and have that honeymoon of a lifetime. And Maria's going to go on from here, so keep a lookout for Maria.
We will keep a lookout for Maria. There's going to be some sort of fireworks in their house tonight. Thank you very much. I just want to come up here. Let me grab Mr. Hudson, who is the vocal coach for the older category. Mark, how do you feel about the decision tonight?
I'm devastated. I think a contest like this should be based on talent, and that should be the end of the line.
Yeah.
It's not about race, creed, color, or Irish or whatever. And it should be based on talent.
A couple of weeks ago, Sharon did make the decision for Chennai over the Fortune Boys, I think it was, because she was a girl.
Right.
That wasn't necessarily about talent.
No, I don't think, I can disagree with Sharon as well. I think the contest should be based on one thing, talent. And I think that's what we should be voting for.
Has it, but from your point of view, as one of the teams, is it a bit of a wake-up call in terms of the public not voting? Why, maybe you got the song wrong?
No, yeah, it's tough to tell what that is, because I thought that from a song choice, you never really know what the artist does to the song, what the song does to the artist. We always make our decision the best we can to have it go forward, and then it's up to the public. I thought Maria did a fine job tonight, as did Conway. So it's not a matter of, obviously she's my girl.
Yeah.
So it's killing me, because the week before, when they were saying that she could go all the way, and that she was everything, I find it very difficult to go from everything to nothing at all.
OK, well, clearly it's not the end for Maria. Thank you very much, Mark.
Not.
I just want to come this way quickly. Sorry, Mark. Because I know that one of our guests on tonight's show, Sir Trevor, was a huge fan of Maria. Sir Trevor, you must be, like Mark and the family, devastated. Maria's gone.
I never saw that result coming, I must say. I'm terribly, terribly surprised. But the great thing is that somebody said, I think the voice coach was saying, this, for Maria, is absolutely not the end. She's going to go on to wonderful, great things.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said better myself. Thank you very much, Sir Trevor. We're going to leave it there for the time being. When we come back, we will be talking to Maria up here and also the judges and finding out what Sharon's got to say. Don't go away. OK, welcome back to the Xtra Factor. Tonight's event's just beginning to sink in, I think, for everybody. It was a controversial decision, but a decision that Louis had to make, a decision that Louis, by right, as the judge, has every right to choose the act that he wants to choose. Simon and Louis are here. Sharon's decided not to join us. I think she's still a little bit upset. First things first, Louis, let's clear up why you decided to choose the Conways.
Well, I judged the show on tonight's performance, and I mean, both of them were very good, I think the girls have a lot more to offer. It was a really difficult decision, because like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and I judge it on tonight's performance.
I think Simon, you've identified in the past that there's often a problem that the artists that look fantastic, that sound fantastic, that seem to have everything, don't get as many votes because the public think, oh, loads of people are going to be voting for Maria, I don't need to vote for her. Do you think she might have suffered from that tonight?
Possibly, but I think the big problem, and it's where I had a problem with tonight's performance, was essentially the song, because if she'd have sang last week's song, she would not have been in the bottom 2. This show now, it's rather like the charts every week, and you will be judged on what record you put out or what song you sing on the night, which puts a much, much more responsibility on us to make sure that we do choose the right songs for them. And
it's getting harder.
It's getting much harder.
This
This was a tough one because on talent, she did not deserve to go out at this stage.
No.
Definitely not.
And I did not want to be the one to vote her out, but but my heart, I know the Conways, I know they're great, great singers.
I think I think the accusation that Sharon's angling at you is that it was because you're Irish, that you've kept them in because you're Irish.
Well, I know them. I do know them. I think they're great, great singers. Yeah.
But that's you don't want to put your card in that same way. The reason you put them through on that final.
I judged them on tonight's performance.
Look, I think let me just interject here. You know, Sharon, when she had to choose with Shania, had a background with Shania. So she went with Shania, which was fair enough. I think I lost an artist that week. With Louis, whether it's right or wrong, he has a relationship with these girls. At the end of the day, the public put those two in the bottom two, not us, the public. So neither of them did great tonight. Yeah. That's just the way it goes. Okay. I mean, for all we know, the public vote may have put Maria at the bottom. I don't know. Absolutely. And if you'd refused to make the decision, we maybe would have found that out down the line.
It was a really, really tough one.
Well, fair play to you for making that decision, Louis. I mean, I certainly wouldn't like to do it. I know that anyone at home, and it's a difficult position to be in. Where do you go from here, or where does Maria go from here? Because I think you identified Beautiful, she did last week, particularly, that could be a hit record. Do you think it's over for Maria?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this is the very first contestant, I think, where the public will go, this girl did not deserve to go. This is the very first time, and I've lost 2 artists, but you know, she's a talented girl, but she just came across one of the biggest problems in this business, which is you will be judged on your song. And if you do a bad song on the night, you're out.
Yeah. So what, I mean, does that makes it more, as you've identified, Louis, it's getting harder and harder, because kind of everything you've known up till now is being tested to the nth degree, isn't it, in terms of song choice?
Totally, but tonight was the hardest decision I think I've ever had to make. Simon, I think that was the hardest decision I've ever had to make on any of these shows tonight.
It's a tough one.
Really.
So where do you guys go from in terms of next week, in terms of the songs that you're going to give? Are you going to just play it straight? Or are you
must be kidding. I'll tell you right now, from here on in, I'm going to treat every week as if it was the final. You know, every week now. I mean, you know, I screwed up, I think, with both artists personally this week. I didn't do the best job I could for them. That will not happen again next week.
I think they're just miking Sharon up, so she's going to come over in a second. Perhaps we can get her take on what happened. And for you, Louis, as well, Simon's going to treat week on week as the final.
I'm going to look at it totally different from tomorrow.
Shane's family quite wanting to sing The Darkness. Is there any chance that we can see him sing The Darkness?
I think we let him do it next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I will.
The Darkness?
Yeah, the song, the group.
I know who The Darkness are.
That'll be interesting. Sharon, please come in. Come and nestle round here, or between the boys.
Sharon.
So, obviously upsetting because you've lost Maria. Have you managed to sort of calm down a little bit?
No.
How do you feel about the decision that Lou's made then?
Well, does that mean that unless the Conways are up against Nicholas or Shane, they'll never be voted out?
Not necessarily. I mean,
Sharon, let me say something, and I'll say this whether it's Journey South or the Conways from here on in, which is, if one of my acts are in the bottom two, and I don't think they're as talented as the other one, I'll vote my own artist out if necessary now. Because I understand what you're saying, you've lost a very, very talented singer. But from here on in now, you know, you had a personal relationship with Shania, he had a personal relationship with the Conways. It was the song that put Maria there. The public put them in the bottom too. You know, that's the way it goes. I'm as disappointed
she was in the bottom
are.
Two. I'm surprised, but she was in the bottom two, Sharon.
Do you think?
I know that.
If we look at that, Sharon, if we look at the fact that the viewers didn't vote for Maria, what sort of mistakes do you think you guys made? Do you think it was the song?
The song,
yeah.
Definitely a song.
I can't. Has to go every week.
But I don't want to put that on Maria, that it was Maria's performance, because it wasn't. It was the wrong song. She was way out of her comfort zone, and there was no need to do it other than to try and be precocious as advisors to say, look at what we've got to doing now, look at what we've got to doing next. Yeah. And that is a huge lesson for us, because it wasn't her, it was the song.
And I think, you know, look, we've all been there. I mean, I felt the same way with Fortune, which is, I have really, really screwed you guys up here. Now, we enter the competition to act as mentors. We have to take the responsibility as well. I don't actually think, there's certainly there's no personal rivalries here. There's no gloating tonight. It just happens.
Absolutely
and
not.
Louis, I do not envy the position he was in.
We did ask the killer question to our viewers. Did we think that Louis had made the wrong decision? Of course, I don't think you're going to be surprised. 92% said no. Sorry, said yes. I don't even know what the question was.
That's a record vote.
That was a record vote. 92% thought you had made the wrong decision. And 8% thought you hadn't. You had to make the decision, and I'll take my hat off for you for making that decision. It's never going to please everybody, and for Maria, unfortunately...
And you know, the public vote for who they like. Somebody's going to be in the bottom two every week. They're not necessarily the worst people.
I'm going to wander over and talk to Maria. Thank you very much for coming and talking. Are you going to come over and sit with while we chat with Maria? Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, we're going to go this way.
Come on.
For the time being. Come this way. Because, of course, unfortunately, someone does have to go each and every week. Before we chat to Maria, let's just show her how the feelings, how our guys feel about her and a bit of Feel the Love.
Maria, she's really has got it all, the complete package. You know, physically perfect, voice-wise. Don't remember the last time I heard her voice so great.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Maria's
She's just fine.
Stunning girl. She's very professional.
Lovely personality.
Yeah,
really
easy to talk to.
Maria, she's really nice. She's easy to get on with, and she's always happy. She's always got a smile on her face. So that's why we love Maria.
Oh, Maria, she's so pretty and so sweet and fabulous voice.
just like a
She really is. She's so innocent or something. She's just lovely.
Lovely Maria is just that, isn't she? She's just lovely. She's just, you know, she's always smiling. She's very nice. She's so opposite to me, I have to say, in the fact that she's very quiet.
One of the sweetest people I've ever met. Honestly, genuinely. Very, very lovely. Very lovely.
First things first, were you surprised to be in the bottom two?
No, because I think any week you can be in the bottom two because the competition's so tough. And, you know, I was always aware of that. So I was always prepared every week from the first week to be in the bottom two, you know.
Any idea in your head what it might have been that got you down there?
The song.
You're quite happy? I mean...
No, she's so polite she won't say it because she doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I mean, let's get, you know, it is what it is, the song.
Are you taking responsibility for that?
100% responsible.
I did have reservations about the song from the beginning of the week, and I was quite adamant that I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to step up to the challenge and prove that I could, you know, because you have to take challenges to grow. So I thought it was a good step to take.
Yeah.
And, you know, I did my best, and whatever happens from here, it's for the best. So I just want to go on and just hopefully do music, you know.
And of course, Sharon, you've been involved in the music industry for years and years and years. You can see Maria going on from here?
Yeah, she's got too much talent not to, and also she's a survivor. She comes back. I mean, she came back from last year. She's going to come back again. She's not going anywhere. But one thing that I have learned from tonight's show is you are as good as your last performance, and that's it. People do not remember what you did a week ago or 2 weeks before. The last song is what does it.
Yeah, it is. It is very... Absolutely about that. I mean, mind just pulling Brenda into this because you two have become so close. You've lent her your hairbrush to sing with. That's how close you've got. What's the house going to be like now that Maria's leaving?
The room's going to be really even quieter. The house is quiet as it is, but now it's me in the room on my own. It's, you know, I'm really shocked, and I know how much, you know, Maria's worked really hard this week to really get this song nailed, and, you know, I think she did a fantastic performance. She rocked it. She did rock it.
I think as well, it's very similar that, you know, it gives all of you sort of the sort of reminder that anybody can go
totally.
any week.
Yeah.
Nicholas, you're going to miss Maria, obviously.
Definitely, man. She's super talented. And I just hope she keeps on going, man, because it's not the end, and she knows that.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
Too right, too right. Well, look, I mean, we have been, you know, we have been through so much so far. Have you got a favourite moment?
God, it's just been all of it. I think it must have been Sharon's house, actually, LA.
It's gotta be.
That I've never been to LA before. I'm going to the Ozzy Osbourne's mansion. It's like, oh my God. So all my dreams have come true. And this year, my wedding, it's just been amazing. I couldn't really ask for more.
No, too right. And hey, you're going to get to go and finally have your honeymoon as well, so come on.
Yeah, I'm going to be my husband.
That's going to knock Chico off the front page, that is, I'll tell you. We've had so many messages of support for you from Craig and Pat in Manchester. We're going to miss your performance next week, Maria. X Factor won't be the same without you. Derek from Hampstead, I'm shocked by the result. Well done for making it this far. You are the best. And Grace from Hertfordshire, best of luck for the future. I know we're going to see you in the top 40 sometime soon. You're fab.
Definitely.
That is just a couple of the many, many text messages that have been passing across the screen. But of course, we have some of our favourite bits that we want to share with you now. These are Maria's best bits.
I gave you all the love I had in me.
It's a yes from
married on Saturday, so it's all just been
a whirlwind.
Absolute whirlwinds, and it's just, oh my God.
Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. A little piece of my heart now, baby.
What are you like, Maria? I only opened the door and it just popped off.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
Stand-up performance of the night for you?
I'd have to say Maria. I thought she was outstanding.
It's extraordinary. We've actually found a body that fitted his head.
Hilarious.
Good night. Good night.
You spent most of your married life with the X Factor as opposed to your husband. I don't know about you, but you've got it going on there, girl. You
I'm
look
very proud of that.
sensational.
Yeah.
You, as you should be. I have to. We have had 11,000 text messages during the course of the show.
God, wow.
And Sir Trevor McDonald thinks you're absolutely ace as
Oh
well.
my gosh, I was totally blown away when I found that out. Jeez, the man's like a legend.
He's a knight of the realm.
Yeah, oh.
What are your thoughts on Sharon, and who do you think, you know, could go on and win?
God, I think everybody's got, you know, the chance and the ability to do it. Everybody's so talented, and I just wish everybody, you know, the best of luck. Pick your songs rightly and follow your instincts and just do your best and just go for it.
Cool.
You know, and Sharon, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Dignified and humility as ever. Thank you very much, Maria. Let's get your family in so you can give your husband a cuddle. First night on the outside tonight. That's it from us here on the Extra Factor. Unfortunately, we've got to end. What a night it was as well. We're going to be back next week, though. Of course, there's tons of X Factor for you. It's going to be huge. See you then.
Star in a movie Red Rock West at 10:45. Before that, The Truth. And you thought it was just a high waistline.
Arrogant, self-centered, vain, a bit chubby.
Not as funny as he thinks. Sarcastic.
Crazy.
Egotistical.
The most annoying man in the world.
They're all, of course, describing Simon Cowell. But would you have guessed from these descriptions?
Funny.
Affable. Generous. Shy.
A lot of love, actually. He doesn't show it a lot. He's got a lot of love in his heart.
Love your music, love your Nokia. Sponsor of the X Factor.
Previously on the X Factor, we've had the Chico Slide. We've had the Brenda Swizzle. And of course, we've had the Shane Shimmy. But this week we're ramping up, because this week we've got the Ben Bounce. Come on, I think I put my hip out. Oh, what can we say? Another week and we lost another act, and here they are, the Addictive Ladies, the Fortune Boys, young Philip, Chennai, the lovely Maria, Les Dennis. Les Dennis? How do you get there? You're no loser, Les, not to me. We've got a great show for you on Excess All Areas today. We're going to be hanging out with nutritional expert Amanda Ursel. She's going to be here. We're going to be talking about superfans and testing your knowledge of the contestants. And we're going to be hearing them do their sound checks on the big stage. But first, they're here. You love them, I love them, we all love them. How are we?
We love you too.
Are we feeling loved? Excellent. Well, we've got so much to talk about, not least 24/7. We're going to get into that in just a bit. First, though, our intrepid team of researchers they've been scanning through the papers word for word, punctuation mark for punctuation mark, story by story, trying to work out what this merry band of boys and girls have been up to this week. It's time for the headlines.
Read all about it, read all about it,
And as the Sun reveals exclusively It Stinks, we expose who it was that farted on the stage on Saturday night. You didn't have to stand in the studio with him.
That's funny.
In faux suede trousers as well. Next headline. After Sir Trevor McDonald exclusively revealed on last week's show that he wanted Maria to win, a top celebrity comes out in support of Andy.
Andy, big up your bad self. You're my favourite and I want you to win.
It's the bin! It's the dusty bin!
Hold on a minute. 3, 2, 1.
That's bang on, that's bang on. And final headline. Following a Now magazine poll as they pick their Hollywood star Matthew McConaughey as its man and dog of the month, Simon Cowell jumps on the bandwagon in a bid to become next month's centrefold. I always thought it was natural hair he had on his chest. I don't know about you, but did you see 24/7 this week? Because it wasn't just Simon Cowell who had his hands on a couple of puppies, let me tell you. Let's see what these boys have been up to.
Yeah.
You want to film my bin bags?
Yeah, what? I've been dying to, but I didn't want to ask. Oh my God, that is perfect. That is absolutely unbelievable.
You built a bin bag before. That's why you bin bag.
Look, I'll help you, look.
Oh, wow. So it's
nothing.
Yes.
That is a perfect 18-year-old pair of tits.
Oh, yeah, right. You should see the You're like a 90-year-old.
She's a generous lady.
I tell you what.
I have to say, though, it got us thinking, because Chico and Andy, you look like you were playing with them a bit like you play with bagpipes.
No, I'm not playing with anything.
I tell you what, but the way you were touching
Andy looked scared, man.
He did look scared, but watching you play with them just reminded us of something. So we thought we'd see if it works. Have you spoken to your missus about this yet?
I have, yeah.
And how did she feel about it? Is she going to get her own chance to feel this Saturday? Is that what it is?
Well, she just basically said, what's this about? We just missed you touching Sharon's boobs.
So she said, let me recreate it
The way
for you.
it was, I mean,
Leave
she's
it.
going like that. Come on, touch it, and he went...
Quite right, respectful to the end. It was a great entertainment for us anyway. I want to talk about song choices this week, because I know we've got some big songs happening. And, oh, that's my phone. Hold on. Sorry, this is really embarrassing. Hold on a sec. Hello? Yeah, he's sat just here. OK, hold on, let me just put you on speaker. Hello, Gary?
Hey up, Ben, it's Gary Barlow here.
Gary, how you doing, mate? I only saw you this morning. You well?
I know, I'm really well, actually. How are you?
Very, very good indeed. I'm surrounded by our X Factor gang, and I know you wanted to have a quick word with Shane here.
Well, I do want to have a quick word with Shane. One, I think he's absolutely brilliant. I've enjoyed every performance he's done so far. And I do know that tomorrow night he's going to be singing one of my songs, A Million Love Songs. So I really wanted to say best of luck. And remember that it comes from the heart, this track. Yeah. And I think he's going to do an amazing job of it. And I want to wish him all the best from me and the rest of the boys.
Thank you very much, Gary.
I think we wish you all the best as well, Gary. We wish you all the best, mate.
I'm going to need all the luck in the world right now.
Oh, you don't, mate. You're a talented man.
Not at all.
Gary, thank you.
There you go. Gary, thanks very much for calling us, mate. I know that you're very, very busy at the moment, so cheers for that.
Cheers, no problem. See you all soon, and the best of luck for everybody.
Yeah,
thank you, mate. Thank you.
That was nice, yeah. Really good. Bonnie Tyler 1 week, Gary Barlow the next. What can you do?
Fantastic.
Don't say we don't deliver here at the X Factor. I tell you what, you lot have had a pretty great week, to be honest.
Amazing.
I mean, unfortunately for you, because you're not London-based, you didn't get to turn on the lights. But the Oxford Street lights...
That was absolutely amazing.
Awesome. I tell you what, I was impressed when I heard you were going to go down and do it, because I've actually been along Oxford Street when they've done it. Did you have any idea, Brenda, how many people would be there?
No, it was scary when we went out there and everybody was screaming and shouting and clapping and cheering. It was mad. It was wicked.
And who went out there first? Chica, you went
Me
first.
and Andy.
You and Andy, you went out there first, and you got to do this duet. Did you have much time to sort it out?
Not really. Probably about 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Have you got out there? They did reception?
Yeah, they were fantastic. They were so up for it. We G'd them up first, you know, all 4 of us, and then we all came out and did our thing, you know, and it was amazing.
And Nick, you got up there and you sang your song too. What was that like?
That was amazing, just to hear how everyone was responding to it, and there was singing along, everything. It was just wicked, man. It was just such a good feeling.
And there's a wonderful moment when, obviously, Chico, you stepped up there, and you had 8,000 people or so screaming back, what time is it?
Yeah, it was amazing. That was really amazing. I mean, you can't... It made you think this is what it's going to be like on tour all the time. You know, and it's just, you can't really describe that feeling. Hence the reason I jumped on the railings and I could have fallen from story. You know, the management went, look, don't jump in no pools and electrocute yourself. Don't jump on railings, just sing the song. And I'm like, well, you know, what do you do?
You got up there and you did your thing. Well, it was... I'm glad you got to do it, because it was impressive. I know that you turned the lights on in Manchester a couple of weeks before, didn't you? I imagine it was pretty similar.
It was similar, it's just that because I did it first, no one knew.
Yeah.
But now these have done it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Excellent. Well, we're going to get into what all you guys have been up to as well this week, because I know it's been a big week for you lot. But first of all, we had this email, right, from Sarah in Kent, which is something that we've been talking about in the office. And she says, I'm a massive fan of Andy, think you're fantastic, but I'm just getting a bit worried, because over the performances of late, we've noticed he hasn't really done any dancing. You've not really done any moving or dancing in the mood. So we got us thinking, we thought we could set a challenge for Michelle, who's our choreographer. Please give it up for Michelle, everybody. There you go. Michelle is responsible for all the moves the guys do, so the fantastic dancing that Shane did last week, that was all Michelle. Michelle, what we want you to do is try and turn our 2 left-footed Andy here into footloose, fancy-free dancer from heaven. Do you think you can do it?
I reckon we can do it. We'll have him throwing a few shakes across the dance floor. Yeah, I think we can do it.
Mission impossible.
We're going to give you about 20 minutes to come up with something. Have you got an idea what you might be able to do?
I've got a rough idea, yeah.
Excellent. Andy, are you a dancer as a rule?
No.
You disagree?
No. The only moves that I do are daddy moves, and that's it. You know what I mean?
So, like when you sort of jog on the floor.
Yeah.
This guy can break dance.
No.
Yeah. We have it on our
He can do a windmill.
Well, I'll tell you what, Michelle, you've obviously got a chore on your hands, because we're going to expect big things now. We want windmills, we want swallow dives.
Oh, we'll have him moving.
Breaks.
We'll have him moving.
We want the whole
We'll have
thing.
the ladies at home getting very hot.
Hotter than they are.
If you believe that, you believe anything.
OK, Michelle, do you want to take Andy down to the stage so you can get working? Off you go, Andy. Give it up for them, guys. OK, while they go and get themselves sorted, we're going to remind ourselves of how difficult it can be for these guys, because it's not just all about having fun. Each and every week, someone has to go. And last week was no different, and it was a very, very dramatic decider.
Judges, I need your decisions, and Sharon, I'm going to start with you. You're Maria's mentor, but I need the name of the act you're sending home tonight.
The name of the act I'm sending home tonight are the Conways.
Thank you, Sharon. Simon.
The name of the artist I'm going to be sending home tonight is Maria.
OK, Louis, your vote is the casting vote. I need the name of the act you're sending home this evening, please.
The act that I have to send home tonight is Maria.
So it was very, very dramatic, and for Maria, obviously, it was time that she went home. I'm very glad to say that she's come back, though, especially for us on XS Hilarious. Give it up for the gorgeous Maria. Come in, darling. Very good. Have a seat. It's lovely to see you.
You too. Everyone else. Oh my God.
Obviously, it was. You know, for us, it was dramatic watching. For you sets of girls, it was a full-on, full-on moment. Has it sunk in? Did you really have you been able to appreciate the magnitude of Saturday night?
God, Saturday night, obviously, I was really disappointed. I didn't want to leave and missing all the guys and everything else. But I was pretty numb on stage. I just didn't know how to feel. And then the next day, I watched the show back and I was like, you know what? I did all right. And I was quite pleased with the performance. And I think I went out on a high. So, yeah, I was really happy. And I've just sort of brushed myself off now and just kind of picking myself back up and going to take it from there, really.
What's it been like? Because I think when the others have come in, when Shania came in last week, and the guys that have gone home, they've all said, well, you get an amazing response, and you suddenly realise the magnitude of the show.
I think Monday morning, that's when it really hit me. Like,
where were you?
Jeez. I was at home and I just got like about 1,000 phone calls, texts, emails, everything, and it was just like an absolute whirlwind. And it's been really good.
And what about out on the street? Have people been stopping?
Yeah, people's been coming up to me in the cabs, and just the response has been absolutely huge. It's been mega.
I think quite a few things were sort of said in the press, and I think all of the judges have since spoken. Do you think that you were harshly judged by Louis?
He said he went with his heart, and if that's the case, then, you know, that's fair enough, and I can't question that because, you know, that's what he went with.
Yeah. And that's his job.
That's his decision, yeah.
Obviously, for you girls, it's been a hard week as well, not least because, as I pointed out on the show on Saturday night, it's not your fault, and Louis kept you in the competition, but there's quite sort of a backlash just in terms of how people have reacted. How difficult have you been finding it?
Very difficult. I think it's been one of the most difficult weeks I've ever gone through in my life. People have been basically hating us for just singing. It was out of our control what happened last week, and it's been really, really tough.
I think one of the things that people have picked up and the press has picked up on is that you seem to have had a relationship with Louis in the past. But set the record straight for everybody at home, once and for all. How do you know Louis? How have you met him?
We sang at home at funerals and weddings, and that was kind of what we used to do. And we bumped into Louis outside a church, and we thought, oh my God, there's Louis Walsh. We'd love to get a photograph with him.
So that's the photo
So we
that
ran
appeared
up to
in
him
the
and said, Louis, can we just please have a picture with you? And that's the one that's kind of come back now.
Basically, we wanted to get ourselves in the papers back about 3 years ago. And Brian McFadden wouldn't stand in for us, so we grabbed Louis.
So you got Louis and had the photo taken with Louis, and that's the one that's come back and says, oh, they clearly must have been... You have supported Westlife, though, haven't you? You have done some stuff
and that's because we're from the same town as the boys. You know, we never actually knew Louis, but, you know, obviously people will...
Make that assumption.
Take up what they will.
Well, I'm glad you got a chance to put that to bed, because I think that's the worrying thing. I'd imagine for you it was difficult as well.
It was hard because, you know, people wanted me to feel bitter about the whole thing, and I was like, at the end of the day, you know, the Conway sisters are great, they're really talented, and Louis is really nice as well. So I just didn't have, you know, I've walked away from this with more than I came in with, and that's, you know, you just got to be grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, look, we had so many emails. I'm going to try and get through some of these. This is from Chris in York. Sorry to see you go. I bet your husband was glad to have you back.
A little bit.
Yeah, I bet. Have you made any plans for your belated honeymoon yet?
We haven't. This week's been so manic, so I haven't been able to book anything. But hopefully, starting from next week, I'll be able to book a little honeymoon or something.
Somewhere hot, somewhere chilled out, somewhere saucy.
But we've been catching up good, which
Brenda
is
can
nice.
recommend Belfast, can't you?
Yeah.
OK.
Anywhere in Ireland. Somewhere hot on the beach would be nice.
This is from Jack in Durham. Sad to see you go. Why do you think people didn't vote for you? Why do you think you're in the bottom two?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It was a tough song, but I did my best with it. A lot of people were saying they couldn't get through on the lines, but you know what? I haven't got no regrets. I did my best with the tune, and that's all you can do, really.
I think Jack actually voted for you 14 times, so he was doing
thank you,
his best.
Jack.
And just one from Jay in London. Gutted you left. Any contracts been offered yet?
There's been a few.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So it's looking very promising.
Are you going to have to wait for a while till after the X Factor contract's over?
Yeah, but from March, you know, it's
from March,
you'll
go, go, go.
Yeah, you haven't seen the last of me.
Excellent. Well, because Jay was asking if you'd do his Christmas party, so I think that might be off, Jay. Sorry about that, but good asking. Maria, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming out. Maria, everybody. OK, it's lovely to see you. Now then, still to come, we're going to be checking out our Superfan, a chance for someone at home to win tons and tons of goodies. Amanda Ursell, who is a Cluedo world champion and nutritionist, is going to be telling us how bad these guys' diet is. And as well as that, Andy, the bin man, is throwing some shapes on the stage. We're going to see how Michelle's getting on with him just after the break. He's going to throw a hip. He's going to throw a hip. See you in a bit.
Got heavy rain at the festival.
Love your music, love your Nokia.
Opening the wardrobe door, she saw several long fur coats hanging up. and immediately got in amongst them.
Celebrate the release of the Chronicles of Narnia. Get 2 free audiobooks this weekend, starting with The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, read by Jim Broadbent, free inside Saturday's Daily Telegraph.
HMV, offer of the week. Employment, only $8.99. A refreshing British album from Kaiser Chiefs. With the hit single I Predict a Riot.
Love your music, love your Nokia.
Welcome back to the X Factor. We're excess all areas. This is how excess it gets. Ex-dustman Andy Abrams is currently being put through his paces by the lovely Michelle. And it looks like it's going very well. Don't worry, have faith, viewers. Strictly Bad Dancing is on the other side. We don't mess around with that sort of stuff. Right now, it's time for us to wet our fingers in the pool of time, to cast our minds into the vortex of the future, to share in the matrix of life. It's time for Spirit and Destiny.
You'll make us better and we'll be able to do it.
Now, who could forget Spirit and Destiny from this year's auditions?
Della, sing them a song, Della.
Well, inspired by them, we're out to find out what the future holds for our finalists.
Go on!
Come on, Della.
Well, you never know.
Hi, I am Michael, and this is Della.
This is your Spirit and Destiny.
Spirit and Destiny with a very good friend of mine, absolutely lovely, Amanda Ursel, everybody. Amanda is a top nutritionist, so just explain to everybody what it is you do, Amanda.
Ben, I do loads of things in nutrition. I write about it, I tell people what to eat, and in loads of different areas. So it's not just about losing weight, which is, you know, one side that people always think about, but it's keeping healthy and keeping, you know, fit and in good nick, whatever you're doing.
Which is very important for these guys at the moment, because, of course, they're under a lot of stress, physical and emotional stress. Before we get stuck into exactly what they have been eating, let's just have a look at some of the stuff we've caught them on camera gorging themselves with.
Just checking the bacon. Nicholas, you having an egg?
We've just got one big fried egg.
Timing is everything. You want them to?
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, indeed. OK, I'm not sure we need to go in just how bad that was.
I don't think so, Ben.
OK, but I want to start because we have some bad eaters, some offenders. Ooh. And we have some good eaters.
Yeah.
OK, first things first. Typical day for Shane. He's furious about this. This is Shane. This was, I think, it was Wednesday. Breakfast, he had a fry-up. Lunch was a chicken burger and chips. For dinner, he had pizza. I know, hold it back. But we're gonna confront it and we're gonna help. Talk about just how bad that's going to be for Shane when he's when he's in a situation like this.
Well, the interesting thing is, Ben, it's not just about the fact that you're clogging your arteries for later in life and stuff. It's actually going to affect singers here and now in terms of their vocal cords, and that's something I don't think we tend to think about when we think about eating nutritiously. And if we look at some of these foods in here, crikey, where do I start? Things like chocolate, for example. Chocolate. That's an interesting one because chocolate and dairy foods tend to give you mucus and make it difficult. You know, when you have a milky drink, you sort of go.
You line your stomach, don't you? Before you go out on a big night out, pint of milk lines your stomach.
You do, but it also lines your throat, and therefore that affects your vocal cords. And chocolate also opens up the little valve at the top of your tummy, which allows acid to reflux up, which again damages your vocal cords.
Now, one of the Conways down there, bad eating Laura. You love your chocolate, don't you?
Yeah, kind of.
Have you noticed a difference though? Can you sing if you've eaten a load of chocolate, or?
Yeah. But I'm a musician. I don't worry about the singing as much.
Oh, because you're into the playing and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting. But the reflux side of it can happen because of the chocolate.
Yeah, and because of caffeine as well. That opens the valve at the top of your tummy, and also caffeine gets you really hyped up. And one thing you really need to do is have a slow release of energy when you're performing, especially when you're on stage. And fizzy drinks absolutely don't go there because they make you burp, and that's not a good thing.
We saw what happened with the wind on Saturday night. We don't want extra wind. For heaven's sake. The one thing, though, and I know that Brenda, you love your curries. You love your one treat a week, don't you? The spicy food. It's in the bad barrow.
It is. I mean, once a week is fine, but if you're going to
don't get to lose 1.5 stone by eating.
No, you don't.
All day.
But why would a curry be in there?
Well, because it's my treat.
That's fine. Again, spicy foods too often, rather like eating peanuts and things and nuts and seeds and things, they actually irritate your vocal cords and your lining of your throat. So that's one just from a technical point of view, whether or not it's fatty or whatever. It's from a technical point of view.
But from a technical point of view, you're not doing yourself any favours. And that's what we're trying to do.
If you do it before you perform, I mean, it's fine just once in a while, but it's not a good thing to have the day of performance.
OK, all right. So let's say that the guys are ready and they're prepared. Have you got any top tips you can offer them for Saturday night?
Definitely. Drink beyond your normal feeling of when you've had enough to drink. You've got to drink beyond the amount you normally would. It keeps your vocal cords really open and it keeps you well hydrated, which is essential.
And this is a little top tip.
Don't sip it yet, but this is a top tip from a very well-known singer in America who apparently has this just before he goes on to perform, and it's something.
Let me just take it. Oops. This is top tip. So this is, what is it? Hot water,
it's
lemon.
Hot water, lemon, and garlic.
And garlic.
And he reckons this really cleanses your vocal cords. Don't get close to anyone after you've drunk it.
That's probably not such a good idea.
OK, 1, 2, 3. Let's have a go.
You're not going to have a go on that,
3,
Brenda.
2, 1. Go on.
Do you do this already?
Yeah.
And it really does help.
And I put honey in it as well.
Honey as well. Go on, let's have a go. Let's have a go.
Go on, sip it down.
Honey would definitely sort it out, but this is...
Andy? Marie?
How much do you want to be famous? Is it worth drinking that?
See, that's the thing. If you put yourself through a little bit that doesn't taste so great, you can go a long way.
Just...
OK, look, Amanda, tomorrow night, the guys are going to be down there. They're going to have to be singing to stay in the show. Big night. What should they be eating and what sort of time should they be eating?
Well, it is serious. It's a very serious thing. Don't eat 2.5 hours before. Don't have any high sugar things because that'll give you a big burst of sugar and then you'll go down. You want to have something like a nice big bowl of pasta, a bit like a marathon runner, because you've got to get you through the performance in the evening and give you long, sustained energy. So.
OK, so 4:30, guys. A bit of pasta with me. And whatever you do, Chico, no nuts. Nuts are bad, all right? Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Look, don't look so upset, guys. It's not the end of the world. It can get better. Help
My
us.
motto is everything in moderation.
Everything. It's a very good motto.
I'll try and help.
Amanda Ursel, everybody. Thank you very much, Amanda. Thank you for that. OK. Now, look, it's that part of the show where the Xtra Factor team like to jump on the Sunshine Bus and disappear away to the hometown of one of our contestants. The question is, this week, who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? How about we find out?
Hi, girls. Welcome back to Sligo. Now, Sinead, we're in your room here, and it looks like you've got a new launcher.
Thank you for the days, those endless days.
Here's all 5 of the Comedy Sisters together. Can't believe how long it's been since we've actually gotten together like this. Hope we can all go out for a drink and a chat soon.
I won't forget a single day, believe me.
I found this one, which reminds me of how much you used to love getting bags of blackjacks just so you could get black tongues.
We're just rooting through some more stuff, and look what we did out of the archives. That was such a good day. Here's a few more messages of support.
We're all here in Harry's pub in Sligo, and we just want to wish you the best of luck.
We miss you like crazy, and you're simply the best.
Have a really good time, and we'll see you when you get back.
Conway sisters! Come back and babysit us soon!
And now, girls, we have some more people from Sligo who wish you well.
Suddenly I see.
For all in England to wish you the very best of luck on Saturday night.
Good luck!
You know those videos that we said that we were going to throw all away? Well, we kept one, and there's a little surprise. I hope you enjoy this.
Miss Marie Conway, give it up.
I love you loads. I'm so proud of you. And if there's one thing I know, you ladies are going to go all the way in this business.
Hey girls, look where we are. We're back in school. We're wearing our old school uniforms, and we're going to have a look around now and show you what you're missing. Just to say, we're here in school. We miss you. We need you home. But good luck. You're all doing great. Here we are in the tuck shop where we just spent all our lunch money.
Hey girls, that was Sligo Grammar School. I'm sure it brought back a few memories. Here we are in one of your favourite places in Sligo. It's Ross's Point Beach and it's very windy, but we're going to take Molly for a walk.
We love you so much. You know that, I don't have to tell you.
The whole of Sligo is behind you. God, I wish you were back here. We really, really miss you.
I want to let you know, girls, how much I'm missing you, and how really proud we are of you.
Really, 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 really miss you so much, and I can't wait to see you again.
It's been very lonely. I often come in here and I sit on my own. Here we go, girls. A photograph of your granny who adored you. And remember now how proud she is of you. I'm sure she's looking down on you.
We're so proud of you over here. And we know, no matter what happens, you're going to play a blinder on Saturday night.
Oh, come here. You've been waiting for that for weeks. Laura kept saying to me over the weeks, have you been to do our home visit yet? Have you done our home visit yet? That was fantastic.
Music in the background.
I love that you're cuddling your garlic mouthwash as well. Brought back a few moments. What do you think it is that you're missing most from home then, Laura?
Support and
The support.
family.
People.
It's been really tough for us this week, and we've just missed having people who know us.
Just
and
feeling
know
the
what we're
love,
about.
you know.
Yeah.
Feeling the love. Well, it looks like there's tons and tons of love down there for you.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure, an absolute pleasure. Now then, we had so many emails, as usual. I want to try and battle through these. This one's come from Becky in Essex. It's for Nicholas. Nicholas, you were great last week. I Believe I Can Fly was wicked. We've never seen you rap on the show, even though we saw you doing it at school, in the school video. Why is that? Are we going to hear you rap soon? We want you to rap. Will you rap for Becky? Should we give you a minute to work it out?
I'll get some material and I'll come back in.
Wicked. OK, there you go, Becky. Nice one. Nicholas going to rap
for Becky.
Just for Becky. Sexy Shane. This is from Meg and Vix. Cool song last week. You're better than Justin. Loved you dancing. We want to know about your music collection, though. What was the last song you bought and which recording artists do you have the most albums of?
Funnily enough, Daniel Bedingfield, if you're not the one.
Really?
Yep.
Did you buy it specifically for the song?
No, it was just the last thing that I bought when it came out. And that's what I bought, and that's the last thing I bought.
And who's like the artist you've got the most albums of and stuff?
I think Daniel Bedingfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you met him?
Yeah.
Did you meet him this week?
Met him the other night, yeah.
What was that like?
That was really good, and he performed as well, and he was out of this world.
Had he heard your version of his song?
I don't know. He's been told a lot. There's 2 minutes, come here, Daniel, come here. And I didn't really get to speak to him for a long period of time, but it was good, though.
Excellent, excellent, nice one. Chico, this is from Saz in the West Midlands. Hey, it's Chico time. Hey, Chico, loved Hero last week. Thought you were great, despite what Simon says. Are you doing a slow song this week? Are you going back to the dancing and the energetic stuff? What are you doing?
I am actually... I've recorded the It's Chico Time song, and this is an exclusive coming out for my cheeky Chicos and the lovely Chicas.
Oh, I think Saz is definitely one of them. So this is the world exclusive.
This is a world exclusive.
Mark's written this song for you, Mark Hudson.
Yeah, we're co-writing it, yeah.
You're co-written it together,
yeah.
And we're going to get to see that tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Is it spectacular?
It sure will be.
Have you guys seen it? No. Anyone? No, you kept... OK, so we'll look forward to that.
It's going to be one to look forward
Wicked.
to, yeah.
OK, OK. Here's one for the Conway sisters. This is from Cass and John in Hertfordshire. Really loved your song last week. Much better than the rubbish one Simon chose for you. You sisters, you seem to get on really well in front of the cameras, but as sisters, you must have the odd scrap. Which two of you have the most squabbles, and what do you fight over?
Me and Marie.
Really? And what do you fight over?
We're just both so headstrong. We just fight over everything.
Like I thought you were going to fight over the email then.
We have a love-hate relationship. She loves me and I
hate you.
Excellent, excellent. OK. For Journey South, this is from Joe in Redditch. OK, another great week. The guitar solo was wicked. Where did you get the Journey South name? Who came up with it? We kind of know that because it was because you kept driving up and down and coming down south. Yeah. But have you ever had any other names for the group?
Yeah, we used to be called The Answer.
The Answer?
Yeah, years ago, yeah. And that was before we changed it to Journey South.
And it was because of the distance you were travelling?
Yeah, it was just like what we did. We moved south to try and make it, so... seemed to fit.
Hence the name.
Hence the name. Well, that makes sense. Now, of course, do keep the emails coming into us, extrafactor@itv.com. There you go. That's the email address. We will put as many of them to the contestants as we can. And, of course, if you text mobile to 63330, then you get to watch, excuse me, you get to watch some stuff of the contestants on your mobile phone, which is pretty cool, and get all sorts of news delivered to them as well. As well as that, we have had an email here from Lisa Blackburn who was asking whether anyone would do any duets, but of course Brenda, you were looking that way, Brenda and Andy, who's down there dancing, did a duet at turning on the Oxford Street Lights, and apparently they could well be doing it on the tour, the X Factor tour, which starts next year. Have you guys decided what you're going to be doing?
We suggested as.
So you could well do it on the tour. Yeah. That sort of thing's to be finalised yet, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're putting in suggestions.
Cool. Well, look, there's the tour dates. They're flying across your screen already. It's definitely happening. The London dates, they're adding extra dates because the ticket demand is so high. So if you want them, get onto the website. There it is, itv.com/X-Factor, and you can see these guys doing their thing. Guys, for the time being, thank you very much indeed. Still to come on the Xtra Factor, though, we're going to have Flex the X. A super fan is going to get the chance to win loads of prizes. We're going to be giving away some of Nicholas's personal bling, which I know he's very, very, very excited about. Maybe he's going to be rapping for us as well. And look, down there, Andy the bin man is dancing still. Will he be able to cut it in front of the others? See you in a bit.
Got heavy rain at the festival.
Love your music, love your Nokia.
The dog. Proud descendant of the fearless wolf.
Welcome back. We are Excess All Areas now. In response to Sarah from Kent's email, which was how much she loved Andy, but we never get to see him move, she asked, maybe he can, maybe he can't move. Let's see him dance. Michelle, you've had him, you've been modelling him, you've been fondling him, and you've been helping him.
I have, yes.
Is he a natural mover?
He is, you know.
Really?
He is, and in a very short amount of time, he's taken a lot on board. I'm really pleased.
We've heard he's got some moves, but we want to see you prove it. How are you feeling, Andy?
I'm feeling nervous.
OK, are we up for this, though, guys? You reckon he's going to do it? Yeah. OK, DJ, give us some music, please.
Go on,
Take it away, Andy.
Come on.
Nice.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, come on. All right. How about that? How about that? Well done. I'm so impressed. The Windy Miller of Dustman. Andy for you.
Andy.
Well, we have a lie down and Andy tries to put his hip back in place. Here's the world according to Shane.
Don't try that at home, kids.
If I won the X Factor, the first thing I would buy would be a massive house for my mum. I rarely admit that I like to look at myself in the mirror. I hate fishy food. People tell me that I look like Justin Timberlake. My worst habit is farting. The best advice that I've ever been given is to enjoy what I do and don't let anybody hold me back. Everybody should have a comfortable pillow and a blanket. And that was the world according to Shane.
Now, it's time for Supervan. We're very excited on Excess All Areas Day because we found the only woman in the country whose name is actually Superfan. Here she is. There it is. That's her passport right there. I think you can see clearly surname Perfan, first name.